Hey, what's up guys? It is Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is another continuation on our lore until we get through all the characters. I believe we have this week and next week, and after that we'll finally get to our Malfested series. But for now, let's just cover the giant of the series, Astaroth. Who more importantly I like to refer to as Astaroth, just because I'm bad with him. So if any of you guys can give me any hints or tips or tricks in the comment section down below on combos that I can use with him, that would pretty much not assure victory, but help me out to become better acclimated with the character, that'd be greatly appreciated. I just don't have the time to spend putting into him, and he's like the one character that I can't nail in this game. So any and all help would be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's just jump right into the lore, and we will start now. Kung Pei-tu, Grand High Priest of the evil cult Fugal Sestimus, oversaw the creation of the golem by the name of Astaroth, in accordance with the absolute rule of their god, none other than Aries, the god of war himself, imbued with the strength of the ancient Death Car, as well as the martial experience of the highly skilled warriors. The merciless golem was a perfect warrior to serve the cult, who lived accordingly to a doctrine of destruction and rebirth. All too aware of his mission, the creature set out in search of the cursed sword. After making contact with Nightmare, Astaroth became part of the Azure Knights group. Once the weakened soul edge had been completely restored, all the golem had to do was crush the knight and steal it. He set about gathering souls for the blade while protecting Ostrheinsburg Castle, at which he proved remarkably adept. Soul Edge was slowly returning to full power. Everything was going as planned, or so he had thought. During Astaroth's time in the East, he was attacked by a group of priests, but neglected to kill a certain one amongst their midst, Maxi. As it happened, it was against the tenacity of this very pirate that he found himself defeated. However, Astaroth was born of a god, and he is immortal. Even so, his resurrection would take a long time. While massacring Maxi's crew, Astaroth assaulted Kilig and had the Devampara Yuga removed from the monk's shoulder, forcing him to become Malfested. The golem retreated with Blizzardmen when Maxi arrived. In Soul Chronicle, Soul Edge had regained most of its power. Astaroth began plotting his rebellion against, and then he encountered Grow, and stopped him from invading Ostrheinsburg, forcing the warrior back in retreat. In other Soul Chronicles, learning that Ivy was trying to leave Ostrheinsburg, Astaroth stood in her way and revealed that she was a spare vessel for Soul Edge to host. After losing the fight, the golem retreated to deal with the intruders. Like his original counterpart, Astaroth is a psychotic and bloodthirsty warrior who relishes at the sight of the sound of death, using any excuse he can to maim anyone who can in his way who aggravates him, which is most often. Unlike before, though, the memories of the fallen warriors implanted in Astaroth has given him heightened intelligence and clarity to take great joy and satisfaction in fooling his enemies into thinking he's a dim-witted brute, when in reality, he is much more cunning than he appears. His weapon style includes the culottes, a giant axe formed for Astaroth. In the language of the cult who created him, its name means merciless destroyer. The seal engraved on it bestows its wielder great strength and fighting skills. When Astaroth takes hold of the weapon, he lives up to the weapon's name and his insatiable appetite for death and carnage. His large frame allows him to dish out heavy blows that can crumple an opponent's armor to shield while simultaneously crushing their bodies and breaking their bones. The huge golem loves nothing more than hearing the dying screams of his victims. He and this weapon were made for each other. Gilkias. In the language of the evil cult Fugal Sestimus, Gilkias means battle, to protect the temple. However, it is unclear if Astaroth is acting within the cult's interest, mind, or not. He was granted power during his creation by Aries, the Greek god of war, and the god remains the golem's one true master. Astaroth's fighting style is based off of the white giant that Aries once observed, but the golem doesn't seem to care about his style as a mere copy. All that matters to him is how many people his techniques enable him to kill, and how cruelly in which he can do it. So as I said before, Astaroth is a character I am interested in becoming good with. I've always tried to use him, but to me, it's just that his style is so slow. Or maybe slow is the wrong word. I think the build-up is slow. So when he's winding up to make strikes, he leaves himself really open to the speed characters such as Maxi or Taki or Grow. It's really easily deflated. I mean, unless he's in the midst of a combo that can't be stopped, which is what I'm trying to learn, it's really hard to master his moveset. I think part of my favorite game also spoiled me with this aspect, because in the SOULCALIBUR 3, they gave the created characters different styles and different variations of the moves of the weapons used by the main cast. And those styles actually, like Berserker, lend better to my playstyle, I want to say. It was easier for me to find combos and create like unique stuff within them, as opposed to the actual cast character, especially Astaroth himself. But he is someone that I've always wanted to get into. I do like in the new lore how they actually made him intelligent and cunning as opposed to just being a dim-witted brute, because that kind of plays against kind of like the normal notion of like the big giant dumb guy. But he also is in it for his own means. Also the fact that it's now canon that Aries did create him based on the golem that he saw on his journeys, that actually is really intriguing to me as well, that they incorporated those myths into such a way that they actually became true in this universe. Before, I believe, is more like insinuated or hinted at, but there was never any definitive like actual reasoning to believe that these things were real. It could have all just been like behind the scenes manipulation, or the characters just believing in them themselves, and those beliefs is what gave them power and pushed them forward. But at any rate, it's just interesting that they're actually playing into the actual story this time. Astaroth as a whole is a pretty unique and interesting character to me, especially now that the new lore is making him just have his own way and not just being a part of Nightmare's crew, because he was pretty much just like the bruiser in Nightmare's crew before, and now he's actually got his own thing going, which is kind of a common theme we've seen with the lore of all these characters thus far. It seems that they're really going ham on just giving them all their own unique perspectives and personalities so that we actually care about the characters more, and it's true for me. Even all the characters that I never liked before, I actually am starting to become attached to. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to a close. The comment section is always open to you to start a conversation with me or anyone else that's in there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Astaroth. Do you like his new lore better or his old lore better? Any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. And please, somebody give me a good combo that I can practice. Alright, guys. Once again, thank you. And thank you.
Hey, what's up guys? Have you always wanted some sweet Mark Yoon merch? Maybe a thick U shirt, maybe a shirt from Squirt, maybe my pretty face with my logo all over your body, or a throw pillow, or blanket, or anything? Well, you're in luck, because I just launched my merch store and it is going to be available on Redbubble, and you will find a link to it in my description box down below. It's got a lot of quality content and a lot of good stuff for you to pick up, so you can show your support for the channel and just rep Mark Yoon. Alright guys, as always, thick U.